Sparks faithful. Tough game, tough loss. But remember, this is a building season. The team just played against one of the better teams in the W, losing to the Minnesota Lynx 81-76. Hey, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot to talk about. Michael Matthew here, and we got a lot more here with LA Sparks Weekly. Thank you for being here with us in studio as we discuss this game. A tough loss. Once again, 81-76. Minnesota Lynx take care of business at home. What we kind of expected last time you guys saw us in the studio. But Michael Matthew, of course, always DJ Tracy Trees.
What's up? What's up, man? This was a tough loss, like you said, but we knew it was going to happen. We playing one of the top teams in the league. Anytime the Feast of Collier is on the opposing side, you need to watch out, period.
Hey, it's going to always be tough, but we got a special guest, Mr. John W. Davis, a sports journalist here in California. If you want your favorite stories, the best stories out there for the Sparks, this is the guy work you have to be looking for. How you doing, John W.?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, Michael, DJ. It's good to be here with y'all.
Yeah, so we got to talk about it. Tough loss that we just saw, but it was much better fight compared to the first time that they saw the Lynx. So, DJ, what did you see from tonight's performance?
I think tonight's performance, we turned over a lot of new leaves, right? We're learning. We're seeing what's happening. We're getting to discover who our new players are, some strengths, some weaknesses. The thing that I'm most impressed by today is Rickea Jackson. Big Kia, not the little one.
Big Kia.
Okay? She is coming through, playing defensively. I like her energy. I like her hustle. She wasn't just willing to take the loss. It looked like we were going to lose in that fourth quarter, but she continued to play hard and continued to get some rebounds and create some offense for herself. So I like Kia.
So John, 4 players in double figures. You have De'Erica, that's what she does, 19 and 11. Or 16 and 11, 19 points from Rickea, 12 from Lexi, 14 from Ari McDonald. What things did you like from this performance, though they came up short?
Well, normally, Michael, when the Sparks have 4 players in double figures, I'm thinking it's going to be a win because coming into this game, I believe the Sparks only had 2 players averaging in double figures. So you would think, okay, they had scoring across the board, they're going to win. But, when you have certain players on the team who end up with 0 points or 2 points and things like that, it just makes it really hard for them. So I guess my initial thoughts are I think they did well because, this was one of the first times as of late we've seen them throw the first punch.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So they weren't down in the first quarter. They weren't even down at halftime.
Yeah.
But, things changed in the third quarter and they could just never really get it back.
So we talked about it off air. We spoke about how to get the best out of Cam, right? And we mentioned the lineup that we said that we like. I know we all love Big Kia out there in the starting lineup, but it's basketball. It's not about who starts the game. It's about who finishes. Do you think we'll start with you, John W. And we'll go to you, DJ. Do you think they should think about tweaking the lineup, going with Lexi back in the small forward spot just to have more spacing and shooting for Cam to show better offensively? Because 0 points for the second overall pick is not cutting it at all.
I don't think it's necessarily for Cam, but I think that, yes, Rickea Jackson, as long as she's playing the same amount of minutes, I don't care if she starts or not. And we've seen her be effective in both roles, but I feel like her against second teams, watch out.
Man.
Her, playing a little bit more 4, watch out. So having her in the starting lineup means you don't have Lexi in there.
Yeah.
So I would probably prefer a combination of Lexi and Kia Nurse in the starting lineup because those are 2 bona fide three-point shooters. And yes, you can tell me, oh, you're wrong, John, because Rickea Jackson has a great three-point shooting percentage right now, and she can knock down threes. And that's true, but she's still a rookie.
Yep.
Those are 2 vets who are respected three-point shooters who draw gravity. And I think that's the type of gravity that makes Hamby better, that makes Brink better, and whoever they choose to play point guard.
Yeah.
And right now that's Lasia Clarendon. So that makes them better too.
Yeah, and you know, Big Kia, she a baller. She gonna get it however she want to. But she's not a volume 3-point shooter like Kia Nurse and Lexi.
Yep.
What do you think, DJ? What
I
can this
agree.
team do to get the best out of Cam?
I said this last episode, and I agree with you, John. Rakia needs to get out of the starting lineup. Please don't hate me for this. She's one of my favorite players right now.
I'm not hating you.
But we need, on an energetic level, we have a lull in that second group that comes in. So if you infuse Rakia into that second unit, paired with Ari McDonald, now you got this explosive throwing the other team off guard. So you don't that unit that's coming off the bench now brings a whole new renewed energy. And like you said, you got some vets in there that can kind of test the waters out, see how the game is being played, allow Rakia to watch the game.
And you know what else it gives you? It gives you a go-to 3-level scorer off the bench.
Yep.
How many teams have that? A lot of teams don't even have that in the starting lineup.
Exactly.
But to have that off the bench?
Exactly.
And I just think that it will add to the depth of the team because they have some solid pieces. You have Ari, you have Lee, who's coming off of the best game of her career. Ray has shown that she can do some things. So now if you have Rakia there, she's going to be able to, you know, get even more touches. It's like, all right, now we sliding you in. Then you can see more of her being versatile, not just playing the 3 like she does in the starting lineup. But, man, it's just they have to figure out something with Cam because we already know she's one of the better defensive bigs that's probably come in the league in a long time.
Very long time.
But for her to have 0 points where it just seems like she's not finding any offensive rhythm, other than the game early in the year when she had 20-plus points, like 23 points, where she was kind of playing all over the place, they haven't really got much from her offensively. And we talked about it off the air of who are the 3 players that this team has to have successful every game out if they want to compete. It sucks because they're in a rebuilding situation. 2 of them are going to be rookies, so you have to find a way to get the best out of Cam. But we do it every show. We got to talk about De'Erica Hamby. She continues to get double-doubles.
11.
Man, 11.
11 out of 13.
She going to be an all-star.
Just
vote.
So you've been around the team for quite some time, John W. Just seeing her growth of what we saw last year, just how impressed have you been with what De'Erica's doing?
It's super impressive because, you know, not only is this a player who just got a contract extension, so another year added to the deal, so she's going to be with the Sparks through 2025. But what I found more important than that was that, you know, before the season, the Sparks were saying we're trying to, you know, build a core 4. We're trying to have foundational players. And Reagan Peebley, the Sparks' first-year GM, called Hamby foundational in that. So then now that lends me to think, well, you at least got 3. Because you got Brink, you got Jackson, you got Hamby. For at least for this year and next year, you're halfway there. Because the goal is to have 6 players who can play on 6 players who can not only play on any team in the league, but start on any team in the league. And right now, you probably got like 2.5. Because, you know, Brink could definitely start on pretty much every team. Same with Hamby. And half the time, probably Rakia can start right now. I mean, after this game, absolutely.
She can start, but should she? Just because she can,
correct?
Don't mean she should, because we need to continuously. We saw in the second quarter here. Now imagine if Rakia had came off the bench, what we could have created in the second quarter. I understand we had a hot and heavy start, but you need to sustain that momentum and play the whole.
Maybe
40
league
minutes.
gets bigger.
Maybe league is,
But
exactly.
That's where, you know, it's tough, but you got that point guard position. I've been talking about it. I read about it. Just, man, figuring that out because it looks like Ari is going to be a positive. She's somebody that brings a spark. She can do some things. But Lasia, I know she dealt with the concussion and things like that, but her up and down play hurts the team because she's one of the vets, and they need her to be productive. But maybe is she playing out of position? Should the team say, hey, maybe let's give Zaya a chance to run a little bit of point guard? But we're going to talk about more of it. We got Coach coming here for the post-game presser. After this tough 81-76 loss defeat to the Minnesota Lynx, hey, here's Coach.
Recording in progress. We'll start with opening statements from Kurt.
Can I? Sorry, guys. I'll be quick. I thought we did a lot of really good things against a good team on their home floor. We were 3-0 going into the game tonight on teams that we were playing for a second time. Minnesota was the fourth team that we played now for a second time, and we put ourselves in position to potentially be 4-0. So I can't be more proud of what we're learning from first games, growing, applying, and doing some really nice things. No moral victories, disappointed with our ball security and our turnovers. I think ultimately that's a big telling story of the game. But I saw so much potential in this group tonight. Big double-double from Rakia, her first double-double. De'Erica now 11 of 13 games is a double-double, just really leading with her motor. And again, Ari McDonald, spearheaded the bench to give us good bench production. So just super proud of them. I told them after the game that we're coming together and we're starting to play better and better basketball, and we've got to have ball security. But I saw a lot of potential in that group tonight, and look forward to continuing to go to war with them.
Rashawn.
Hey, Coach. You look at that third quarter. What are some things that stick out to you in terms of what Minnesota was able to accomplish?
What they've accomplished all year against everyone. Analytically, they're like almost best in everything defensively, and they got us disrupted and rushed a little bit, and some of the things that we were countering that intensity by them in flow and congestion in the paint. They won some of those battles in the third quarter, and then we needed to make some shots just to get our defensive set. But again, not a bad defensive quarter in that third quarter, just struggled a little bit offensively.
Thank you.
Infinity.
Hey, Coach, Michael Matthew here. Cameron Brink tonight, 0 points. She had her struggles there. These last few games, she's shooting under 30% from the field. How could you guys, or what can you guys come up with to kind of get her going offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to take a look at it and go back and see how we can get her some easier touches in space and opportunities. Cam's got bright days ahead of her and can continue to impact us, but we need her to supplement some scoring. Felt bad, we had a big open look at the three to cut it to 2 late. It just didn't go for her. Wasn't her night offensively.
Hey, Coach, DJ Infanity TV. How do you think that our offense stacked up against Minnesota's notoriously, tough defense?
Yeah, I thought we did a lot of really good growth things from the first game. Again, they held us in the 20% shooting, incredibly low shooting that first game. I thought we accomplished things, some of the things that we were still looking for. Frustrating that, we couldn't get them fully accomplished. But again, I thought against a really good defensive team, thought we did some nice things.
John W. Davis here, Kurt. Coach, how do you feel like you can get optimal spacing with this team? Do you feel like it's a opportunity to maybe, make a change in the starting lineup, or maybe just kind of rearrange rotations, especially with the idea that, knowing that you're in the middle of this stretch where you're just playing a game every other day for so long?
Yeah, hard to, obviously get any practice time and fix a lot of things on the court. Certainly when you're on the court, there's, duration and intensity that you have to be mindful of because of we're in a 9-game and 18-day stretch in 6 different cities. So not easy to get some things fixed. But again, we've got to use film as a teaching tool in this stretch when we can't be on the court. We've got to continue to show them spacing. Offense is spacing, and spacing is offense in my philosophical approach. And so we just got to continue to harp on our spacing and then execute it.
Thank you.
Ray.
Hey, Coach. Ray Morale from the Sporting Tribune. What was the most encouraging thing you saw from this game?
Yeah, I think we went toe to toe with a really, really good team. That first quarter where we've had some slow starts as of late, I saw a spirited starting group determined to be good defensively. We really came out and had a good first half defensively against their schemes. I thought we were better in transition. I thought we were better early in the shot clock, so we got them into their playbook and then could try to execute our schemes. So I thought I loved our start. I loved how we competed. Again, we put ourselves in position to maybe steal a road win and just came up a little bit short.
Thank you.
Last question to Jean Bray.
Hey, how you doing, Coach? Jambari Moreau here. Two questions. One, what do you think this team needs to do to improve on these tight games in the clutch time? And then two, I wanted to ask, what are some takeaways from this game that you think you can improve on in practice?
Yeah, again, you just got to keep putting yourselves back in positions of close games to learn. Those are all learned opportunities. I thought down the stretch that special situations, as I call them, so they scored on 2 consecutive baseline out of bounds plays. That was a disappointing 2 possessions that we wish we could have back. The preceding then, or the possession after those, they scored on a sideline out of bounds. So they went 3 for 3 on an out of bounds plays, 2 baselines and a sideline. In a really close game, that special situation opportunities are huge. But we kept, battling. We had shot to get it to 2 points. We had shot to get it to single digits. So all in all, we'll look back at some lost opportunities, but pleased that we continue to try to get ourselves in position to steal that game.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
One's for you.
So we're back. We just
Yeah,
heard
I
from
can
Coach
take
Kurt Miller
Yeah, one for
talk
you, two
about
for
this
him.
defeat to
Two for him.
the Lynx.
Thank you.
You need
DJ,
another one, Kurt, for him?
he
I can
talked
take
about
this for one
spacing.
sheet.
He mentioned that. John W. asked a great question.
Yep.
What can be done to help the spacing to get exactly what they want out of this team offensively?
I think we need to space out Stephanie Talbot's minutes. Okay, cut them in half. It's not working. We need to just put her in a place because that's the dead spot. I think we have some moments where we got some good things going and then it just doesn't offensively work out. So if we can cut those minutes and reallocate them to like a Ray Burrell who had a
I don't want to talk about it. But
I'm just saying
feel.
more minutes. Them 5 to 10 minutes.
I don't think that's
add up.
it, DJ.
You don't think
what I
that's it?
think it is I think it's what Michael was saying. I think it's a mix of what Coach Miller was saying is, yes, we're going to show them on film, but they need to show them in game. Like, when they are seeing it in real time, you go there, you go there, you go there, almost like you used to see old school WNBA coaching where they would just like, you go here, you go here, you go here, you go here. It's going to work because we designed this play.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, because they don't have practice where they can have those sets where they literally line you up, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here, like, you got to start doing that in game. But the problem with that is this team's philosophy is let's run and gun.
Yeah.
Let's do tempo.
At
Let's
least
do
that's
I was
tempo.
gonna ask
wanna
you,
do.
what happens when that don't work? Because it's like you here, and then the other team is picking all our
At
passes.
least they want to do that.
Yeah.
But I think it looks really well when Aries in the game because she's tempo, she's getting it up the floor. But when they have to slow it down is when Laja's in the game. And that's when
And
it
Stephanie
hasn't
Talbot.
looked
But Aries
as
played
great.
28 minutes.
No, yeah.
How many
No,
more minutes
yeah,
is she
no,
going to
No,
play?
yeah, I
Unless
agree.
Aries is literally the
Yeah.
full-time starter and playing like Jordan Canada minutes like last year where you're playing 35,
But what if I
36,
tell you
38.
give Zaya a look? See what she looks like.
That's a good
being,
idea.
getting some of those point guard minutes because we've been hearing all offseason, this is a build, this is a build. You got young players who aren't getting sufficient minutes. why not give them a shot? Because it could be the issue of let's make sure we get the right pieces in it. Some of it is that, they have to make sure that they coach them up. Like we were talking about before the show, is they don't have enough practice time, which you just said, JW. So why not see more coaches in people's faces with the clipboard, like really teaching? And I know you don't want to coach them too hard. They're young. But, hey, this is the only coaching time I got.
Michael, they were winning this game.
Oh, yeah.
They were winning this game after the first quarter. They were winning this game at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
All they needed to do was keep doing what they were doing to win this game.
Yeah.
And Zaya hadn't played, so they didn't necessarily need Zaya to come in and save him at point guard. It worked with Ari, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the rotation they had should have been able to win this game.
Yeah.
If you don't turn the ball over, if you don't allow all of those steals in particular, and you just make a couple more shots, you literally make 2 more threes, you win this game.
Yeah, but it just hurts when 2 of your starters combine for 2 points.
That's what I'm saying. And then you
it's
put
hard
in
to beat a
bench
team like
players
Minnesota.
that play 11 minutes,
12
minutes, and have 0 points, and have a turnover and maybe 2 assists. And those are times where you could use to develop.
Look, this whole season, this team has had an 11-person roster.
Yeah.
At its maximum.
True. Yep, because no
Azare Stevens has not played 1 ounce. Azare Stevens was on the top half of the roster last season.
And we'll change the game for us.
There's no reason to say
so
that
we're gonna get back to that.
Okay.
We're gonna get back to that. But we got Ari, who had a solid game, Rakia Jackson, who had a great game. They're gonna talk here at the post-game presser.
Rashawn, we'll start with you.
Thanks, Lauren. Hey, Rakia. Tonight, what were you seeing out there? It looked like you were a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end. You end up with your first career double-double. What was
Recording
working for
in
you?
progress.
What were you seeing?
Yeah, my teammates just kept getting me the ball. Ari had 7 assists, so she was a big part of that as well. But I feel like we were just moving the ball really, really well today. Kurt has been on me like, I want you to rebound more. So I've been going to the boards hard and knowing we can get that on them. They don't always box out the best as any other team. Everyone takes breaks, but I just feel like we were moving the ball really well today.
Ari, you tied your career high with the assist tonight. Curious, what did you see in that third quarter? The way things just sort of broke down a little bit offensively.
I know that Minnesota is a great rotation team. I already knew where the help was coming from, so I knew that once I penetrated, they'll collapse and just got to find the open man.
Thank
you. Betty?
Hey, Ari, Michael Matthew here. Just, piggybacking off of that, these last few games you've been doing your thing, getting buckets, and you're known since Arizona as somebody who can go get buckets. But tonight, 7 assists, the most for you this season. How comfortable are you right now as far as not just going to get buckets and getting to your space, but initiating offense for this team to get other people easier baskets?
I'm so comfortable now. Like, I know my teammates' tendencies. I know where I want them to be when running plays for them. So just knowing where they want the ball and just making sure that they're successful and they can get their own bucket.
John W. Davis here for Rakia and Ari. After that third quarter, obviously the team still had chances to, tie this game up or win it. What do you feel like ultimately was the difference, especially when, this was one of the most recent games where we've seen you have such a quality start in that first quarter as a team and, have a sizable lead kind of heading into the last 3 quarters of the game?
Sorry. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. I guess just what I'm asking is, when you had your chances to win this game, what do you feel like was the difference between winning and losing?
I think we had some crucial turnovers, and then especially Minnesota scored off some blocks. We just can't have that, but nonetheless, I'm proud of our fight, and I think that the way we played tonight, I think that we can play with anybody in this league.
DJ, thank you. DJ from Infanity TV. This question is for the both of you. we saw a major difference in the first game versus the second game for Minnesota. Today's game was a whole lot better. Can you talk about some of the differences and how it felt from the first game coming into the second game?
I just feel like we were being physical back with them. The coaches stay on us, like, teams, top block us, push us around. So why not do it back to them? And I feel like we were really, really aggressive on both ends of the floor, getting to our spots, executing plays on the offensive end, and on defense, we were just up in them and we were rebounding. So I feel like our aggressiveness on both sides was the difference maker. We were being really physical because they are a very, very physical team. So I feel like that helped us a ton. And sometimes we just have to capitalize and limit the turnovers, and it would be a different story right now. But I'm proud of this team fight for sure.
And for one, it was our start.
Yeah.
We started off really well, so shout out to our starters. I know last game we let our defense, we let our shots, dictate our defense. So we were missing shots. We shot bad first game, but I mean, I think we turned it around. I think we made the necessary adjustments, but when it comes down to stretches, we got to be locked in more. But I'm still proud of us.
Thank you.
Jim?
Hi, Rikia. Rikia, your starting five won the battle in terms of the rebounds there tonight, 26-24. But it was just a case that Nafisa was just unbelievable there tonight in terms of what she produced. Was it a case of that one player nearly beat you on your own?
Wait, what was that last thing?
Was it a case of nearly that one player was so good that she nearly beat you on your own in terms of her capabilities?
No, that wasn't the case at all. I feel like we beat ourselves. I feel like our turnovers, and us not capitalizing on everything, but I feel like we played really well. I feel like we guarded well. Sometimes things just don't go your way. I feel like we worked our butt off, but definitely not one person beating us.
Bari?
Hey, this question's for Akia. I mean, you guys fought well in a tough loss. I mean, congratulations on your career high tonight. You had several key plays tonight, and for fans that are new to your game, which specific plays would you feel like highlight your game?
Are you saying just tonight or in general?
I mean, if you want to go both, that's fine. I'm great with that too as well. But yeah, I was speaking about tonight.
I'll talk about tonight. I just feel like I just got on the boards. I'm tall, I'm athletic, so that's something that I've really need to push more to do for my team. I feel like that helps us get more possessions. I feel like that helps put us at the line, and it's an intimidating factor. So I feel like I just need to keep crashing the boards hard, and that's going to take this team to the next level.
Last question, Ray.
Hey, ladies, Ray Murati from the Sporting Tribune. This could be for either of you, but what's the biggest thing you've learned from yourselves from this game?
She a dog. She a dog. She get a bucket and assist it, run the team. She just a dog. That's it.
Ooh, just learning that confidence is everything. When you're confident, you're not thinking, you're just playing. That you're setting yourself up for success. But I mean, not just thinking about myself, but I mean, I think that as a whole, as a unit, I think we took a big step tonight. We played together when things were hard. We came together, we were talking it out. We're really a team tonight. So I mean, I'm happy moving forward.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Hey, so we just heard from Rakia. We heard from Ari McDonald. They talked about their performance tonight. But, you mentioned it there, asking the question of the growth from game one, last time we saw them play the Lynx, where some people left the game and had to come back. But to tonight, to where they really had a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe Cam makes that big three late. The ending is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the big difference from those two games from, the last time we saw them play the Lynx to tonight?
I think it was just competitive. Like they said, they were aggressive. They got back at them with the physicality. Mm-hmm. We kept it competitive. That's the difference. The first game, it was like, okay, it's not going right. They're not shooting well. Ari just talked a little bit about that. They were shooting at like 20% or something like that, right? So they were having an awful start, and they weren't shooting well, and things kind of never recovered. Whereas here, they had a great start. Things kind of slid. They couldn't finish it, but they kept it competitive the whole time. That was the major difference for me.
Okay. I think they gained confidence from this game, but I think we can still see the inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Because, yes, they had a great first quarter, and that was great to see. But It started to slip in the second. It definitely slipped in the third, and they didn't even win the fourth quarter either. So the whole game, they lost by 5, and they won one quarter. You're just not going to win a basketball game like that.
Yeah, and turnovers, an issue they've been having all season long. But I really gotta look at the Rooks. The Rooks are growing. You want to see them develop. Sparks fans out there, this is not going to be a year they're going to win a championship. So I hope you know that. But we want to see development from the Rooks. Each of them had 4 turnovers. Rakia had an amazing game, her first ever double-double. Cam had the struggles offensively. But you want to see your bigs protect the ball because you're not making as many decisions as these guards where, when Ari has 3 turnovers, it's bad, but it's not as crazy when you see a big have 4 turnovers. So you want to see them fix that, but they just showed that they're going to fight, and it seems like all of Kurt Miller's teams that you ever seen coach, they're fighters, and this team is another one. So before we go, we got to give our player of the game. John W., you're the guest, so we're going to go to you first. If you had to choose a Sparks player that's player of the game, who you going with?
Well, as y'all probably know, and if you don't know, what up, though? I'm from the D.
Okay.
I'm going with Rakia Jackson.
Okay.
Cartier Kia.
Yeah.
Got to give it to her. I mean, first double-double and was really keeping them in contact at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most important part. It wasn't just a double-double. It's the fact that she's shown herself to be a clutch player down the stretch as a rookie and someone not afraid of the moment, not afraid to take the shots. That's only going to get better as she gains more experience in the league.
Yep.
And
I'm going to just go ahead and echo that. Big Kia, not the little one. First of all, I like Rakia's attitude. She's also been commenting on my Instagram posts. So, we love the social media. Yes. But she played great today. She did all the things that she's good at. She said that she's athletic. She can rebound. Yeah. Coach told her he'd like to see her rebound more. She immediately made that change. Don't you love rookies that are coachable? Yeah. Right? So we like that. It's only going to get better.
Coaching too.
Yes.
Not just taking it in, but actually doing it.
So that's how she got that double-double. We're excited to see more from Rakia. That's my player of the game.
Hey, and hopefully we see more of that coaching because they need it without practice. Coaches, stand up. Get in their face. Talk to them. They need the help. I'm going to make it a trifecta. Rakia Jackson, first double-double of her career. Everybody talks about Caitlin Clark. Everybody talks about Angel Reese. They talk about Cameron Brink. But I think we really need to pay attention to what Rakia Jackson
I'm talking about Kia.
Her versatility, the things that she can do on the floor. If you haven't watched her tape from Tennessee, go and watch her stuff where she was the best player. She is a hooper. She's clutch, like you said, John W. She is a player that I think needs to get more respect on her name. And she from Detroit. You know she going to be grimy.
Come on now.
You know she going to come out there.
Style good. She come with the fits. Come on. Her energy is just good. And I think that's something else. Like the Sparks are turning over a new leaf. You want to go into a rebuild. You want to go into it with players that have positive attitudes, that have great outlooks, that can change the culture of the organization. And I think that's something that Rakia can do. Every time you talk to her, she's talking about winning. Yeah. She plays best against teams that are competitive and that are winners. So we want some of that energy. We want her to continue to propagate that with her players or her teammates and spread that like wildfire in the locker room.
I don't know what part of Detroit she's from, but I can picture her with a ball, dribbling down 8 Mile, heading to the park, ready to go to work because she is a dog. Before we get out of here, shout out to my guy, John W. Davis, for joining us. Let the people know your socials, where they can find all your work, man.
All right, so you can find me on all the social media platforms at John W. Davis. So that's X, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Just look for me that way. You can find me.
And where can they find all of the great articles and the things that you're writing?
All of the great articles, dailynews.com. So I write for the LA Daily News. This is my 6th year covering the Sparks. Did it before for independent media, Winsider. Shout out to them. But now I'm doing it with the LA Daily News, so I'm loving it.
Yeah. Love it. Hey, shout out to my guy. Make sure you guys tapping in and continue. Show us love. Subscribe. Like. Tell your mama, your dad, uncle, anybody you can tell about what we got here with LA Sparks Weekly. Tough loss, but the team is back Sunday, so I hope you guys are ready. See you then.